My name is Andrew Fursman. I'm the CEO of OneQubit. So one of the things that's so fun about having these kinds of conversations is that everything that I say is wrong. It's just different degrees of wrong. And so you'll often hear people say, well, quantum computing, you have this superposition, so it's like 0 and 1 at the same time. And that's a pretty good first approximation. But to all the physicists working back in the lab and all of the people who are excited about this technology, they'll say, well, that's not correct at all. So I think you always are faced with this interesting distinction between how correct would you like to be and how much would you like no one to understand what you're talking about. What I think is unique about this idea of superposition is that in some way it allows there to be something that seems just counterintuitive as something that could be real. So you think about something is either one way up or it's one way down. And in superposition, it's not as simple as saying it's in both at the same time. It's not as simple as saying that it's one and the other and everything in between. It's technically a totally new thing that's described by mathematics, and every way that we could describe it in language is probably going to be drawing from the human experience. And the unfortunate thing is there's just nothing in the human experience that gives rise to a visceral understanding of what this really means. But we don't need to have an intuitive understanding in order to be able to harness this to do interesting work. The technically correct way to describe it is with mathematics. And if you don't want to go to mathematics, then the best way is to say that it's an interesting feature of reality that allows us to be able to build devices which can do new things. And I think that's the most exciting place to focus. So the Schrödinger's cat thought experiment is interesting because it's really designed to show the absurdity of quantum mechanics. What Erwin Schrödinger was trying to show was that at the level of something like a particle, things being in two contradictory states, or this complex combination of two contradictory states, because it's so divorced from our everyday experience, that seems feasible. And yet when you try and extrapolate them out to a larger level, based on what we are saying at this subatomic level in the quantum realm, should have consequences at a greater scale that would cause something like a cat to be simultaneously dead and alive. And that's really what the experiment is designed to do, is to try and get us to think about, if this is literally real, then this cat should be alive and dead in this box. It's crazy, it doesn't make sense, and that's actually the right takeaway.